For as clear as Drew made it that he was not happy to have me back, it was nothing in comparison to the noise generated about me by the constant thorn in my side, Seth.
Enjoy the show.
Much like Drew, Rollins had a bit of a tantrum when I walked through that curtain at Survivor Series after nearly 10 years away from WWE. I knew we were on a collision course. After Hell in a Cell, I took a little time to heal. Once I felt good, a special request from Paul Heyman led me to joining the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series to help Roman Reigns in his quest to dismantle the new Bloodline. Once that was settled, I focused solely on Seth. We were set to battle at the first Raw of 2025, and after waiting a decade for this opportunity, I certainly wasn't going to let anything go wrong. So let's go back to January 2025, the start of a new era, and beat Seth Rollins in front of the entire world.
Seth freaking Rollins is motivated as we've ever seen him. This is personal.
The people are singing Rollins' song. This is Rollins' battle cry as he heads to war with CM Punk.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, over 20 years ago, Seth Rollins got in a car and drove from Iowa to the East Coast to try out for CM Punk's training school. He redefined himself in his craft. Rollins and Punk would reunite briefly in NXT, and then the Shield would become mercenaries for Punk. And Punk would leave WWE for personal and professional reasons. Talk negatively about WWE, while Rollins carried WWE on his back for a decade. CM Punk would return to WWE 14 months ago to huge fanfare, the support of the fans and many in the back, and that didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins was going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. Seth freaking Rollins versus a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk.
And this capacity crowd just exploded. They know exactly what time it is.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
And this is CM Punk's first singles match since October, since that brutal Hell in a Cell match against Drew McIntyre. It's Punk's first match on Monday Night Raw, period, since 2014.
Seth Rollins prides himself on being the absolute workhorse of WWE. You have to imagine he sees that as a point in his favor here, a clear advantage he has over Punk.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins, two men who are completely beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent, their work ethic, and their passion and drive.
But as similar as they are in those respects, where they have diverged has become a point of contention between both of them, which has brought us to this point in the main event of a historic Monday Night Raw.
Survivor Series. 2023. The utter dismay on the face of Rollins when CM Punk returned, when hell froze over. These emotions have been building up inside Seth Rollins for the last 14 months.
Seth Rollins says he's fighting for this company, says he couldn't believe that CM Punk verbally tried to tear this place down over the 10 years that he was gone, only to be embraced the way he was when he returned.
Tonight, Rollins intends on extracting this demon from his soul and WWE altogether. Time to go for, turns that in his favor. This rivalry has been brewing for years and escalating for months. Rollins was seething upon Punk's return at Survivor Series 2023, remembering the years that Punk spent disparaging WWE.
And the tensions grew when Rollins was a special guest referee at SummerSlam last year, counting the pinfall victory for Drew McIntyre over Punk.
Both men with ample reason to despise the other. Now Punk and Rollins finally get to take out all their frustration tonight.
CM Punk has been very public about the many injuries that Rollins has suffered over the years. He'll no doubt be looking to target those areas tonight.
Rollins' neck, his lower back, that surgically repaired knee. Look, you can even see the brace. There's no doubt that Rollins is something of a moving target tonight, at least in Punk's eyes. But Rollins can target Punk too. Don't forget about that triceps injury from last year, because Rollins definitely has it. Delivered into the barricade. Into the barricade.
Doing a little exploring right now.
Getting up close and personal with the WWE Universe. And Punk making his way back to the ring. Traveling into the crowd now.
Have to be mindful of the count, though.
Amazing action so far in the main event of an historic episode of Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many unforgettable moments tonight as the show makes its debut on the biggest streaming service in the world.
And I can think of no matchup more worthy of this show's main event than two generational talents in the form of CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins.
Given the major stakes in this match and the high-profile nature of this event, I expect a lot of leeway from the official in this match. Nobody wants to see this one end in a count-out or disqualification.
And he re-enters into the ring. Ooh, snaps the leg across the head. CM Punk had suffered some injuries since his return. In fact, he tore his tricep at the Royal Rumble a year ago and was out of action for over 6 months. And CM Punk to Rollins off the crossbody. Rollins, though, able to roll through.
Just amazing power and timing from Seth Rollins. We've seen it throughout his career. And now, catching CM Punk with a GTS. Punk rather fortuitously rolling all the way to the outside to safety, although in hot pursuit now, Seth Rollins.
And Rollins limping around the ring, favoring his leg.
You hear them saying I hit your move? They sing my song. All of this.
And now just mocking and having his way with Punk.
Rollins has waited for this moment for far, far too long. This victory is going to be one of the sweet... Wait a minute!
Oh my goodness, cover! Isn't it up and a kick out?
While catching Seth Rollins with his own stomp and coming within a millisecond of victory here.
And Punk not done yet, pounding away on Rollins, frustration setting in.
I mean, years of bad blood and verbal jousts between these two are about to come to a head.
Seth able to counter GTS, looking to deliver one of his own.
Oh, and he connected.
And Punk kicks out. I don't know if it's resiliency, I don't know if it's sheer instinct, but I do know that tonight, CM Punk will not...
Looking to end this thing for good. And there's the
stop. We've seen this win matches for Rollins.
Here we go. Cover. 2. Amazing.
You cannot kill CM Punk. Somehow, some way, Punk will always find a way to survive and continue fighting.
There is no way that was what Seth Rollins was expecting. He thought this match was his. Whoa! Suicide dive! Whatever it takes to win.
Completely tossing all caution to the wind.
Going for broke, and it paid off. And he gets delivered back into the ring. Heading to the top rope here. From the top, double axe handle connects. Again, he makes
CM Punk from the top rope.
CM Punk connects with the elbow drop.
Taking a chance one more time and landing with incredible
CM Punk looking to turn out the lights.
Go to sleep. Seth has got to dig deep now.
Target locked in. He knows it's that time.
Wrenches the arm.
Ooh, wasn't expecting that.
Leg being manipulated with that maneuver.
Oh dear, this doesn't look good.
Alley-oop!
Struggling to get back on his feet, looking lost out there.
Devastating elbow strike. This is turning into a brawl. Bang! And this match is swiftly turning into a knockdown, drag-out affair. Boom!
The willpower, the sheer guts of these two.
This has turned into a violent game of chicken. Who's going to step off the gas first? Barely anything left, but still slugging away. What's it going to take to end it? It might be this. Down with a GTS. Is it the finishing touch Punk needs?
2. No way.
Rollins staying in this thing. Some could even say he's far too stubborn to have things end like that.
And Punk might have just swung for the fences, but it wasn't there.
The visionary.
Punk wins. Punk beats Rollins.
Here is your winner, Punk!
What a fight, what a night, and what a win. CM Punk once again showing why he is indeed the best in the world.
This truly was a battle between two men at the absolute top of the mountain when it comes to professional wrestling. This really could have gone either way a number of times, but in the end, Punk had Rollins' number.
Yeah, but don't think this is over for Rollins. If anything, this result is only going to enrage him even more, set him off even more on his self-imposed crusade against CM Punk.
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me, and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the three of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, insistent that Heyman had turned his back on his tribal chief. And in all the madness, Roman and I both lost sight. We never thought that night would end the way it did.
Oh, no!
Heyman betraying both of us.
Oh, my we just witnessed?
I can't think of a better candidate for slingshot tech to address. It took my whole career to get to that main event. So let's go back to WrestleMania 41 and get me the win that I was well on my way to earning. Let's destroy the Architect's plans. Let's show the Oracle that he doesn't see all. And let's force Roman Reigns to acknowledge us.
Here comes Seth freaking Rollins,
The visionary and the revolutionary of WWE.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Officially the coolest entrance living every man's dream, Seth freaking Rollins.
Las Vegas serenading Seth freaking Rollins.
You guys remember what happened 10 years ago up in California, the Bay Area? Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank and the heist of the century at WrestleMania.
An iconic call for an iconic performance. Seth needs another one of those iconic moments this evening against two of the best this industry has ever seen.
A 14th appearance at WrestleMania, the third time he's been in the main event.
Come to WrestleMania for the wrestling, but stay for the karaoke. We've got a bit of everything tonight here in Vegas.
The OTC has arrived in Sin City.
From Pensacola, Florida, weighing at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
For a record 10th time, Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania.
A titan of this industry marching to the ring with his signature celestial swagger, the epitome of ice-cold, effortless cool.
Roman Reigns with a record of 9-3 at WrestleMania. Guys, there are only a handful of men in history with more wins than Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. 3 of those men are The Undertaker, John Cena, and the Game Triple H.
Pressure? What pressure? It's only the main event of WrestleMania, but this is a road Roman Reigns has taken many times before.
This man has a locker at the main event of WrestleMania. This is where Roman Reigns lives.
A lot of questions this week about who would carry the Ulafala to the ring. Paul Heyman would normally do that. Tonight, Roman Reigns come to the ring with the Ulafala on his neck himself. And for the first time in many, many years, Roman Reigns heads into battle alone.
The Ulafala symbolizes the head of the family. And when you talk about Roman Reigns' family, you're talking about one of the most successful and powerful families in the history of wrestling. Tens of thousands of ones to the sky here in Las Vegas.
The Anoa'i family dominance continuing here at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for pride and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is in the main event of WrestleMania.
It has to be a surreal moment for CM Punk.
Accompanied to the ring by WWE Hall of Famer, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins look thoroughly disgusted over the fact that Paul Heyman walked down to the ring with a Second City Saint. It is CM Punk's first WrestleMania match in 12 years. Remember, he missed last year's WrestleMania with a torn triceps, and this year he goes into triple threat action with Reigns and Rollins, 2 men that he cannot stand. Triple threat rules. The first man to gain pinfall or submission will win this match. There are no countouts, no disqualifications. He's won championships, he's made friends, he's made enemies. Tonight is CM Punk's night. Tonight is CM Punk's main event.
Well, pressure has always been CM Punk's playground. The fire has always been burning, and his only addiction is wrestling. Each of these 3 men believe they are the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world.
Punk has claimed that for him, this is just business. Taking Reigns and Rollins out at WrestleMania will get them out of his way so he can accomplish the things he returned to WWE to do, to win titles.
But Reigns and Rollins are not your average roadblocks. They're 2 of the biggest names in WWE for a reason. And they're not about to let CM Punk just have his way.
It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. In CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who brought him to the dance in WWE. A bond that goes way back, he and CM Punk.
Does having Paul Heyman back in his corner even the scales here for CM Punk? Does having the wise man strategies and support give him an edge over Rollins and Reigns?
Sure, if you trust Paul Heyman to have your best interests in mind, then yes, he is a huge asset in this kind of match. But remember, Heyman is doing this as a favor for Punk. As far as we know, his allegiance still lies with Reigns.
Ooh, neck breaker.
And Roman and Seth, two former allies, would make a lot of sense for them to team up with CM Punk tonight.
Yeah, I think it's way too late to strike that deal, Michael Cole. 10 years of animosity will eliminate all signs of trust between the two former Shield mates.
Remember, in many ways, the obsession by Reigns for Rollins last year cost Reigns the championship, and their shoulders down.
Isn't enough.
First up top. Knee drop.
Jeez, that's going to leave a mark.
Rollins steers clear of that.
Calf kick. Finds the mark. Here he comes, sliding back into the ring.
Quick evasion from him there.
And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years, while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared up for 10 years.
Seth losing any command of this match.
CM Punk is firmly in the driver's seat. Rollins getting work done. So important to keep Seth from gaining any momentum.
Neck breaker after the float over.
That was pretty.
And Roman, for the first time in a long time, having no one in his corner. Gotta wonder if that is affecting him.
Oh, what an axe handle.
And remember, the reason that Rollins and Reigns are here, at least when they first arrived on the scene, was because of CM Punk. The Shield was built as a security force for CM Punk.
Come on, let's not make out like that is some accolade for CM Punk. They were brought in as security to protect CM Punk. It wasn't some selfless act by Punk, and both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins know that.
Up high.
Crossbody from the top.
And CM Punk is in control.
Rollins has no answer for Punk's well-aimed attacks.
Roman just adding salt to the wound right now.
This is not about a championship. This is about pride and dignity and proving you're the best, perhaps, of a generation.
It's about ego and animosity. It's about 12 years ago when three men...
They might be able to put this one away right here. And only gets a 1 count.
Somehow able to kick out before a 2 count. How are they still going like this?
Bang! Crucial counter there.
Rollins with an homage to the game. Pedigree. Oh, gosh, our ref getting caught in the crossfire.
DDT!
This is the main event of WrestleMania, and if anyone can dig deeper than most, it is Seth freaking Rollins.
He's able to counter that. Versatility from Rollins. Sling blade! Carrying the opposition. What's the thought here?
Ooh, stiff punch.
Oh, look at the knee strikes.
Burying knees into the body.
Roman!
Spear by Reigns.
Roman might have him
For the win.
2 count. Oh, that gets reversed on CM Punk.
This has been a hurricane of chaos. Rollins, Punk, Reigns, each struggling to prove their superiority. Powerful grip by Roman.
Oh, right to the throat.
Ooh, walloped by a huge club.
Bends it off. Good counter. Again, Punk is headed out of the ring. Sliding into the ring now.
What's Rollins constructing now?
What a throw. He's looking to take things to the outside now.
Bam! God, that disturbing sound of the kendo snapping on flesh. Repeated hits like that are going to add up very quick. Plenty of damage being dealt here.
Able to slip out of that situation.
Good God. Didn't need to counter into anything pretty, just a clubbing blow. Oh, whipped right into the diamond-plated steel.
Fends off the attack with an elbow.
Both competitors showing they've studied the other's playbooks to the T.
He counters with a great reversal.
There it is, pedigree.
Gentlemen, we're getting up close and personal with this fight.
Punk's got the anaconda vice in, and he's releasing the hold. I guess he might have something else in mind here. Into the steel steps. That's got to be a tide turner. Taking things back into the ring. Sent out of the ring the hard way. Strong counter from Punk. And now Punk. Kick to the midsection of Reigns. Rollins trying to crawl back into this as well.
Rollins trying to prevent that GTS on Reigns, but he's about to eat one himself.
Oh, bang. Spear. Stomp. Everybody down.
Oh, what a moment of chaos in this match. If any man here can get a cover, it could be victory, but wait up. Lurking is Paul Heyman with a steel chair.
And no shocker here. Handing the chair to his friend, CM Punk. And this, guys, this could be the ultimate betrayal of Roman Reigns.
Oh, Heyman went for a low blow, but caught by CM Punk.
What the hell is Heyman thinking?
And now Punk with a roundhouse kick to Reigns.
Well, Heyman tried to stab his man, CM Punk, in the back, but was denied. But now Rollins with a low blow of his own on Punk. What the hell is going on?
And now, Heyman handing the chair to Rollins. What the hell? Oh, no!
The devil's work is afoot tonight.
Plan B all over again.
That pathetic Paul Heyman. He's a damn Judas. How many people's he going to betray?
You're missing the point, Cole. The visionary Seth freaking Rollins has once again.
Head on CM Punk. Punk powers out, still going strong.
It's not over yet. Start the chants. This is awesome.
And here he is, heading back into the ring. He's headed out to the ringside area.
Taking this to the floor.
Ah, jumping knee strike.
Lights out.
Boom. And Punk gets countered there. Not looking good. In this position, driving face.
No, he goes low. It looks like he could get it done here.
Intercepts the pin attempt. And he kicks out of the pin and one.
After everything we've seen tonight, he must be using the reserve tanks at this point. Rollins now, opponent completely out of it.
A revolution knee.
And Punk now lifted.
Uh-oh.
Reversal into the inverted DDT.
Seth leaves again. He gets back into the ring. Not letting it happen.
He saw his window closing there. Thunderous applause for these competitors.
A wave of sound coming from every corner, and these superstars are more than deserving of it.
Well thrown fist finds its mark.
Oh, wow. Lights out. Triangle armbar. Triangle armbar. Submission hold in. Looking for a crucial escape. Yes, breaking the hold. Saving himself for the time being.
Rollins making perfectly clear who the visionary is in this match.
Back into the ring here.
And he chooses to leave the ring. Roman, spear! Spear! Will that close Punk out?
Back suplex, no! Driven down.
Pin. Roman could put it away here. Kicks out. He still has life.
His resiliency on another level. This match on another level. Opponent lifted up. Jaw, meet knee, go to sleep. Will that sew this up for Punk?
2. Punk has beat the odds. Has defeated both Reigns and Rollins.
Here is your winner,
A moment of pure vindication here for CM Punk.
This was a lifetime in the making, and it couldn't have been any harder earned. Punk had to get through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to finally taste a main event victory here at WrestleMania.
But now he's done it. The Second City Saint is victorious at the Showcase of the Immortals.
Now that's more like it. Standing triumphant at WrestleMania 41 thanks to you. Something I really like about this slingshot technology is I'm not restricted to only my matches. I have the power to jump into the boots of other superstars and change the course of their career too. And I can think of no better choice than the main event of 1997 Survivor Series. That's right, the infamous night that saw Bret Hart defend his championship against Shawn Michaels. They had so many epic battles, but after a particularly painful loss to Michaels at WrestleMania 12, Bret would take a sabbatical from WWE, eventually returning late in 1996. By the spring of 1997, things were much different than WWE. Bret and his family had reformed a bigger and better Hart Foundation, while Shawn and his friends created DX.
Are you ready?
The two groups despised each other, and after months of chaos, it all led to Survivor Series. And it was on that night that Shawn would steal the championship and send Bret Hart packing to WCW in an event known as the Montreal Screwjob. It's no secret that I'm a Bret Hart fan, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time. So let's hop into Bret's boots and take on Shawn Michaels in his prime, something I never got to do. The plan is simple. Avoid the sharpshooter, and we'll be okay. But if Shawn can apply the hold, we know exactly what is gonna happen. Slingshot Tech, take us to the 1997 Survivor Series in Montreal.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Possibly the two biggest egos in all of wrestling history are about to collide here tonight.
From San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds,
times have we heard Shawn Michaels say, "I won't lay down for anybody"? And how many times have we heard Bret say, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? It is put up or shut up time for both men.
Well, Shawn Michaels certainly not endearing himself to the fans here in Canada.
Well, HBK is arrogant, but he is the greatest athlete in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment, bar none.
I'd like to see you tell Bret Hart that. You can feel the electricity.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 234 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
And what an ovation for the 21-year veteran who debuted at the age of 19 in 1976 in Calgary.
Shawn Michaels would not allow D-Generation X to accompany him to the ring tonight, and likewise, Bret Hart would not allow the Hart Foundation to accompany him either.
You know this is not about the money. This might not even be about the title.
These two men truly believe in their hearts that they are the better man.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. This is all a...
The WWE Championship.
This has been one of the most heated rivalries we've ever seen. Bret and Shawn are just so diametrically opposite. I don't think there's any way they could ever coexist peacefully. Hit hard and straight into the pin. He needs a little more than that to end things this early.
A discus clothesline.
Decapitating.
This Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. A very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Shawn has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels isn't prejudiced to who he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels squaring off for the coveted WWE Championship. Hostile crowd here in Montreal for what might be the biggest match we'll ever witness. Just from a style standpoint, Bret and Shawn are totally opposite. Bret's slow, methodical, with a technical approach versus Shawn's fast, explosive offense.
We also know that neither of them is above doing whatever it takes to get the advantage. We could go back and forth about which style's better, but it all boils down to simply who wants it more.
And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered.
Well, delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not like that kids are getting detention mimicking DX, but you can't deny they've struck a nerve through every arena we visit.
Bret the Hitman Hart trying to fire himself up.
Ooh, nice Russian leg sweep.
Hitman laying it into Shawn. Wants to always keep Shawn close, keep him grounded. That's pivotal for the champ tonight.
Boom! Rearranging those vertebrae.
Textbook fireman's carry takeover.
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Oh, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Bret and Shawn use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable at a bar either, Wade.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using the names Bret and Shawn have called each other.
Bret Hart with a rough blow there.
Yes!
and he evades sudden, swift, and brutal impact. Absolutely relentless offense here.
The challenger looked unhinged with an absolutely uncorked attack on the champ there.
And something Brett has to know is all the attributes Shawn possesses, Michaels might have more cardiovascular conditioning here. Michaels is insanely resilient. Remember what Michaels did, Corey, in St. Louis just a month ago against The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. He used every attribute to survive that encounter.
I've never seen a match more unholy than that Hell in a Cell match. HBK might not be surrounded by steel tonight, but I think the test in front of him is even greater. Michaels is going to need everything in him to survive at the Survivor Series. Hammering down on the knee.
Figure 4. Leg lock. And he decides to let his opponent out of the hold.
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission. Put in the corner now.
Hitman now dropping his opponent, and what are we cooking up here? Oh my! Figure 4 leg lock assisted by the ring post! Absolute torture!
Brett's bent on destroying HBK with moves like that. Oh, strong knee connects.
And speak on the elephant in the room. Yes, there's been a lot of speculation that if Bret Hart loses this match, this will be his last match in WWE.
Yeah, I tried to get a word from the Hitman earlier today about the rumors, but I was quickly escorted away by his Hart Foundation brethren.
It's a rumor cloud that hangs above the collective minds of this capacity crowd. Such an anxious feeling inside this arena.
Beautiful side Russian leg sweep.
Once again having the wind knocked straight out of him.
Taking the action to the outside.
Might be taking a breather here.
Focusing in on the leg at the moment.
And now the Hitman is dissecting the opposition.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution.
Effective counter. And Michaels needed that badly.
Time now for Shawn to get his energy up and claw back into the fight.
Boom. The ref continues to count. Real risk of things ending right now.
Oh, HB shizzled, not above some mind games, it appears.
Disheartening position for HBK.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here. Textbook fireman's carry takeover.
Wants to finish this.
Take off. Crossbody from the top.
Making his way to the top here.
Oh!
Hart wasting no motion on the counter. That'll rearrange the spine. Hart has flight in mind.
Stalking from above.
Lift off. Oh, man, he landed rough there.
Using the arm like a billy club.
And he gets the better of HBK. Batten down the hatches. These two are unloading.
Neither competitor shows any signs of letting up or slowing down here.
Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
Clearly now being fueled by a righteous fury, and this bloodthirsty crowd is loving it. From above!
And Brett off the top rope and the referee knocked down, guys.
Well, took down Shawn Michaels, but accidentally took down the ref in the process. And at this point, all bets are off.
Michaels to the eyes of the Hitman. Shawn taking advantage of the referee's state at the moment. But what is HBK thinking now? Oh,
And now looking for a sharpshooter. Bret Hart's own move. Shawn Michaels trying to turn him on his belly.
And the referee dropped once again as Bret kicked Michaels away.
And another ref's in.
What is going on here?
I guess we're not going to get a screw job tonight, Wade.
There's press. There's press.
Good night.
Oh, what a slam.
Bret Hart. This is opponent up.
With a pile driver.
Call it academic. That's just the way it goes with the excellence of execution.
Bret Hart, nice takedown. Gonna step through into the vintage sharpshooter from Bret Hart.
Sharpshooter applied.
Bret's got the sharpshooter locked in.
Hart is leaning back.
Bret retains the title.
Here's your winner and still WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
You can feel the uncertainty in the air already.
Yeah, who knows what Bret is going to do now?
A lot of questions still unanswered here.